Well, I've got nothing. Here's another episode about the X-Men.
Hello there, and welcome to the Geeky Dad Strike Back, Season 2, Chapter 10, the X-Men Animated Series. I'm your host, Ian Duffy, joined by Mike Shelshire.
Hello.
Craig Edwards.
Howdy.
And Chris Moss.
Hiya.
Craig, you sound a little distracted. You're not masturbating, are you?
No, I'm just very tired.
Oh, aren't we all? How's everybody been?
Cool.
Good, yeah, really good. Feeling
Excellent, that's what I love to hear.
very positive at the moment.
Well, that's what I love to hear. What has everybody been watching?
I've been reading more, actually.
Yeah, I've been doing quite a lot of reading as well, actually.
Reader's Wives doesn't count as reading, Craig.
I've been reading manga.
And I've been reading The Slip of the Keyboard by Terry Pratchett.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how much I've been watching, to be honest with you. Trying to think. I probably have, but you know my memory. I watch something and 2 minutes later it's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you mean. Yeah.
Although I have completed the Resident Evil 4 remake too.
Oh, nice. I've still not played that yet.
Yeah, right, but I love that game so much.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah. Do you know why I never played the original? So
you never played the original as well?
No. So it kind of it didn't really sort of like grip me like the 1 and 2 really gripped me because they were my childhood. 3 and 4, I never played them.
3 was the first one I completed. I played number 2.
I did actually complete 3 remake, and I really enjoyed it. So I should probably play 4 remake as well.
The 3rd remake though is missing like a big scene, which is like the bell tower, which lots of people peed off about as well. Or the clock tower, I can't remember what it was. It's like missing out a big scene, a part of it as well, apparently. So.
All right.
I
wouldn't miss it.
Yeah, if you haven't played it, you won't miss it. But yeah, the 4th one was good. I enjoyed the remake for that.
Yeah, I had it on PS2 when it originally came out. Then I've got a copy on PS3, copy on PS4. I just haven't got the remake yet, but I will be playing it. It is one of my favourites. The only Resident Evil. Sorry, I've completed that one and Resident Evil 5, which I don't want to talk about because I'm still traumatized by punching a rock.
The only thing I didn't like about the Resident Evil 4 original is the controls on it for the analog. So, say when you're aiming, if you move it to aim to like the left of the screen, when you let go of the analog stick, it'll automatically zap back to the middle of the screen. I hate it when it does things like that with your not. So if your thumb just slips off a second, it goes back to the center of the screen dead quick.
Trying to take the controls off, it's so stupid.
In the remake, it doesn't do that. It just lets you move it around as you want.
Yeah,
so that's the only thing I didn't like in the original. But I know what Ian's on about in the 5th one, punching the rock.
I think these are the first 2 that I was like obsessed with when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good game, the 5th one. Don't get me wrong.
Stuck to London. Yeah. Well, I have been mainly listening, so I've been preparing for a future project that we're working on. Listen to a podcast called Dungeons and Daddies, not a BDSM podcast. And it is.
Yes, it is.
Hold on. Don't be advertising other people's podcasts.
I need to. It just is probably one of the funniest things I've ever listened to.
Apart from back episodes of ours.
Of course. Always has to be titillated our podcast. But this one it's really funny. How do I put this? It's just I think I know I'm just going to leave it there. It's just really funny. I think I'm about 56 episodes in, about an hour long each, so it's kept me really entertained over the past like month. Yeah, that's it. Love it.
I
also,
have been. So go on.
I was going to say, what's the finale of Picard? And you know what? It didn't disappoint. It was absolutely brilliant, and it's just left me thirsty for more of this world that the showrunner Terry Matalas has created. Spoiler alert: we got a new Enterprise, we got a new captain of the Enterprise. It looks amazing, and a certain character comes back as well, and I absolutely love it. Yeah, that's all.
So do you think they're going to do some spin-offs for it then?
There's a campaign.
Yeah,
from like a big campaign.
In all honesty, if that series is good, then it will get spin-offs. It's whether they can get the money, isn't it? Basically.
Yeah, I think all the positive feedback it's got, all like the love it's getting from the fans. This showrunner Terry Matalas, he knows what he's doing. He did the TV adaptation of 12 Monkeys.
Yeah, I've got a lot of friends who are Star Trek fans, and they're all saying it's absolutely epic. So, good on them. They've finally done a good reboot. Well, not even a reboot. It's not even a reboot, really, is it?
It's a sequel series.
Yeah, of course it is, really, because he's actually old, isn't he? Like he's not.
He's like 100 in it.
Yeah.
Plus, we got to see all my favourite characters. Got to see Worf, got to see Riker, Troy, Crusher, Data.
Yeah, Data. I actually watched that episode with Data.
Yeah.
So
the first two series. The first series was all right. Second series, I kind of just lost. Kind of just gave up. But this series, I gave it one more chance. You know what? I'm so glad I did. Yes, that's from me. I'm absolutely loving Picard.
Awesome.
Have you just seen the trailer for the Flash?
I did. I'll wait till 8 o'clock. I watched it. Michael Keaton said the thing. I'm very happy.
Yeah. You sent it over to me, and I watched it as well. And it actually looks like it's probably going to be the best DC film that there has been. And that's a bit.
Right?
Yeah, finally. But wouldn't it be funny if it's like The Flash was the best DC film? So you had Batman, you had Superman, but you made Flash the best film. It's kind of like it kind of goes on level with Marvel, though, doesn't it? Like literally nobody knew who Guardians of the Galaxy were. The biggest franchise.
I'm so
really looking forward to that. Yeah, me too. It does, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 looks, apparently it's had really good reviews, so fingers crossed it's actually good.
I think it will be.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it.
I don't think James Gunn's ever disappointed me yet. I don't think I've seen a bad James Gunn film, so.
No, not that I can think of. I think people probably could, but not that I can think of.
No. Yeah, well, Peacemaker was my favourite TV show of 2022. He knocked
absolutely amazing, wasn't it? It was just
even even made me like something with John Cena in, which is damn near impossible. So well done him.
Well done.
I wasn't a big fan of his Suicide Squad though.
I liked it. I thought it was good.
Well, is that the second one? Yeah. The second one was better than the first one.
It was alright. I did enjoy it a bit, but it's
still... First one was a bit all over the place.
The second one they fleshed out the characters rather than just being a complete mess.
It's another one where you've got some good characters that you can do really good things with, and then I just don't think you do that good with him half the time. So, but
controversial.
Well, no, I mean that has been DC's problem for quite a while.
Oh well.
Sticking around a bit. 1 second. So right, should we move on to the main part?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Yes, please, sir. Like some more.
Why are you being so nice, Chris?
I don't know.
You just want to get it finished with. That's what it is.
with X-Men out. So yeah, we're finally at the end of
fucking X-Men out.
Yeah.
I have to watch the fucking worst part of X-Men, which is this fucking animated fucking series.
Really?
Sorry,
okay. It's gonna be an
I don't
interesting
like.
episode.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Why?
So we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
The voice acting.
Yeah, sure. Right. Let's get the intro out the way, then we'll go into it.
Okay.
So we're here to talk about X-Men the Animated Series, which debuted on the 31st of October 1992. Follows the adventures of the X-Men led by Professor Charles Xavier. It has all the usual suspects. I'm sure you've been listening to all this all month. You know what we're talking about. You're talking about Wolverine, Cyclops, Jean Grey, Beast, Jubilee, Storm, and one character in the pilot that really confused me because I don't ever remember him ever being mentioned in the comics, and that was Morph.
Morph, I remember
Morph. Yeah.
What was the deal? Right, was somebody just
psychotic breakdown through the series?
Yes,
because he got caught by like the Sentinels. So I do remember Morph.
Yeah,
but was he in the comics as well? No.
Yeah, because he got locked. Well, yeah, I think even in the comic he got locked up into the like asylum type place.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that did happen in the comics. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it did happen in the comics as well. Yeah, but I'm not entirely sure whether he died in the comics and didn't get brought back.
I think he might have done. I'm not sure though. I know he doesn't. He doesn't look like he does in the animated series in the comics. He's more like an amorphous blob sort of thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I've just took a look now. So your first comic book appearance was in 1992's X-Men Adventures, which was adapted Night of the Sentinels. So he was created for the TV show. It's a bit of a Harley Quinn, not a very popular one, but yeah. But yes, so okay. Let's start with Mike because I think he's got the most to say about it. What did you think of this show?
You know, honestly, like I remember loving this show as a kid and sitting there like and absolutely being enticed by it. And I don't know what the hell I was thinking because I sat there and watched like 4 episodes of it today, and the animation is absolutely fucking awful. The voice acting is fucking awful. The writing is fucking awful. It's just pure like it's the cheesiest dad jokes all the way through it. That's all it is. That's literally the entire episode is just cheesy dad jokes. Storm sounds like she's a fucking robot. Like and Jean Grey is basically a fucking like little princess that is all of a sudden going, I need help. Like the whole thing is just completely shit. and like I was like, I really liked this as a kid. Maybe I had a different mindset then, but watching it now, I'm like, nah, it's shit.
I'm with you with this. I started to pop it onto to remind myself what the series was like, and I got about halfway through the first episode and I just went, the voice acting was subpar. The animation,
it's shockingly bad. I mean, I mean, you got to think about it as Gambit's voice. Fucking hell! He's supposed to be Cajun. He sounds like he's like been hit in the head.
I do declare. It's quite very stereotypical.
He sounds like he's just woke up after a freaking massive concussion.
Well, his French accent's better than mine last week on that fucking thing he opened anyway.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, Craig, no offense, but you're terrible. But the issue I had with the series as well, it had some very stiff competition because the same year Batman the Animated Series was released, and that
was it.
Both out released in 1992, and the contrast. I think I started watching both, but I stuck with Batman the Animated Series. for obvious reasons. I mean, the artwork, perfect. Voice acting still holds up today. And, the writing, top notch. But I think the other problem I had with the animated series growing up, and I think this is just maybe just a me problem growing up in the 80s, was I wasn't used to serialized storytelling, which was involved quite a lot with the animated series. I wasn't used to that in my cartoons. It was usually Adventure of the Week sort of thing. I know like shows like Dungeons and Dragons and Ulysses, there was an overarching story, even Jason the Wheeled Warriors. There was an overarching story. Okay, this happened. The end goal is to do this.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But with this one, it was serialized telling over several episodes. And in this one, you're buggered.
Well, to a degree, anyway, because they did some. It was like part 1 and part 2 and stuff like that. But yeah,
but it wasn't like a separate adventure every week, which at that time I was used to. Now, with a lot of like from the 90s onwards, serialized storytelling was brought into cartoons. I think I think probably the voice acting really put me off as well, and the animations were pretty piss poor as well. But some animation was quite good. I mean, he paid some great attention to detail in some of the images.
Well, you might not like the animation or the voice acting, but it's got one of the best opening banger scenes ever for the music. I think the X-Men, I still love it, that opening anime music for it.
Absolutely, yeah, I completely agree. I think it's probably one of the last great. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is probably one of the last great animated series intros. Does anybody agree, or has anybody got one that's later?
Yeah, I mean the intro was absolutely. The Spider-Man intro, the Spider-Man intro, Transformers, and this is going to be top 3.
Yeah. No. If you create a Mount Rushmore animated TV show themes, you gotta have Thundercats.
Gummy Bears.
Gummy Bears.
Yeah.
Gummy Bears. Do you know what? I actually agree with
the Thundercats were.
Craig, I actually agree with you on the Gummy Bears as well. Because they drink that weird drink and all of a sudden start bouncing.
Gummy Bears were awesome. I love that theme tune.
Yeah, it was. It was absolutely pretty great.
You should go on YouTube.
I'm getting shouted at now for being too loud.
Also, not Craig.
Yeah, well, I did actually talk about this earlier, didn't I? We're the 3 Gen Xers and he's the millennials.
Am I a millennial?
You are a millennial.
Yeah, why not?
What year is millennial meant to be then? What's that?
I don't know.
I'll find out now. Well, you guys keep
talking.
Because we're all born in the 80s, weren't we?
Yeah, 80s.
You were born in the 90s, Craig? Right, yeah.
No, I was 87.
Was you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. You were the later half, though. We were the early half.
Oh, it might not be a millennial then.
Oh,
I don't know.
When were you born, Craig?
87, he said.
Ooh, 87.
36 this year.
You might actually just classify as a Gen Xer.
Well done.
Well done, bravo.
Bravo.
One of us.
Yeah. I think you're on the borderline, basically.
Well, that meant my missus a millennial then.
What you should do is go on YouTube and look up Alicia Keys singing the Gummy Bears theme.
Really?
Yeah. Trust me.
Ooh.
You back, Mike?
Hello. Yeah. Apparently, I can't do Googling on my phone either while I talk on this.
No, you can't.
Well, no, apparently not, because my mic cuts out.
Your name's Mike.
You only just got that now. Oh, bro.
See, you started off being sarcastic, and then it just,
you went there. Right, so probably my Mount Rushmore would be Gummy Bears, Mask, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was. I'm not gonna. It was very catchy, but kind of annoying.
It was quite simple though as well. It's just repeating the same thing.
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage
No, it had lyrics.
Mutant Ninja Turtles. No, it didn't.
Heroes in a half shell.
I mean, it did have lyrics. It had lyrics, but they were the same things repeated.
But
Yeah.
it did go. They're the most fighting team.
Right. Okay. Right.
Oh no, they did. Yeah.
I'm going to repeat this back.
They're heroes in a half shell, and they're green.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Heroes in a Half Shell, Turtle Power. They're the world's most fearsome fighting teams. Heroes in a half shell, and they're green. When the evil Shredder attacks these turtle boys.
Well,
don't cut him down flat.
It's good, yeah.
Then you go into the. Then it goes into like each turtle.
I'm going to argue with this now because that wasn't the UK intro.
It was.
No, it wasn't. It was only
Hero
Turtles because they weren't allowed to say ninja.
Yep. And Mike,
but the rest of it's the same.
Yeah, but just hero. Yeah. No, they did cut out some as well. They did change some.
They cut off quite a bit of it. It was much shorter than the American.
I remember that though. I saw it. I had it on VHS.
You might have got it on VHS, but it wasn't.
I had it on VHS, and it was and it had that.
They definitely didn't play it on. They might have had like a PG rating.
Yeah.
Just because they said ninja on it.
That's so lame.
The reason being is over in the UK they played it on children's TV in the morning at like 9 a.m.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
So they weren't allowed to have the words ninja in it. They couldn't have nunchucks in it. So like the scenes were cut. We talked about this on.
Yeah, we talked about this in Turtles episode.
We really did.
So anyone listening, go back to that episode because I fucking
right now. Well, no, right now. Listen, finish this one off, then go back.
No, pause this one. Go back, listen to that
one.
Don't do that.
No. You know what the listeners are like.
And then while you're doing that, in between listening to the Infinite Monkey Cage as well. That's a great podcast as well.
Right.
I get told off for promoting other podcasts.
Yeah, that's shocking.
I did it as a joke.
He didn't, ladies and gentlemen.
The Infinite Monkey Cage is way bigger than our podcast, so.
I've never heard of it, so I doubt that very much.
I like the fact you're saying ladies and gentlemen. We've got like 2 people that listen to this podcast.
Yes, 1 lady and 1 gentleman.
Should have been lady and gentleman.
Shush. Semantics. Pure semantics.
Or you could just say they, them.
And possible them.
Yes.
Oh yeah, them. Yeah. But to be fair, I did have a look at our. Hold on, let me just while I'm here, let me get our facts up. Because Chris does love a bit of stats, don't you, Christopher?
I do.
Facty woozles.
Lay them on me.
This is just basically from Spotify, so I can't speak for anything else. So we currently have 37 followers on Spotify alone.
Woohoo! Welcome. Greetings, subscribers.
Can any of you actually message us and actually tell us that you exist? Because
please.
Yeah, please, because we would like interaction.
We're starved of whatever.
Yeah. Let's take a look. We go. So our demographic is 2%. So out of 100%, 2% of our listeners age 18 to 22. 1% is 23 to 27. 28 to 34 takes up 18%. Or 35 to 44 takes up 76% of our listener base. 2% are 45 to 59, and 60 plus is 1%.
Woohoo!
And we have Here we go. We have 68% male, 30% female, 2% not specified, 0% non-binary.
So what are you saying now? The podcasts were 1%ers.
Yes.
Okay.
Brilliant.
So
we have our audience. Sorry, go on.
That's all right. Go on. You carry on.
Okay. So out of 100%, so our 38% of our listeners listen on Spotify, 32% listen on Apple Podcasts, Podcast 8%.
That's me.
Podcast Addict 5%, Anchor 4%, Amazon Music 4%, Web Browser 3%, and Audible 3%, and other 3%.
And if you have any messages for any of us, absolutely any of us,
even Craig.
Even Craig at the Geeky Dad or Ian Duffy on Instagram or on PlayStation Network, the Geeky Dad 29, or you can go to linktree.ee/Geeky Dad's podcast. And
we've got a new one now.
Just send.
We've got a new one. We've got a new one.
Well, why is it still on your Instagram?
Well, I shouldn't have said, what are you doing looking on my Instagram?
Because I was trying to find out what all your fucking info was.
The Geeky Dad Strike Back Instagram has the official link on it.
That's much longer. That's much longer. I just went straight to your personal.
Don't go to your personal one, that's private.
No, because our fans will like add you and stuff and send you messages. That's what we want. And now there's geekydadstrikeback.go.studio.
That's it. So that's our link where you can find all our socials.
Okay.
Yeah.
And don't message us. Make sure you message Ian.
Don't message Ian.
Yeah, message Ian because he hasn't got a lot of time on his hands, so he can
at all.
You know what? If you're listening on Spotify, there's a link where you can leave a message for us. You can also leave a voicemail as well.
I am the biggest dickhead, aren't I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Biggest
dickhead. You can actually see how much we just don't want to talk about this animated series. We just go on.
Yeah. So X-Men, I'll talk about it.
Okay, go on, you Chris. You talk about it. Go on.
I really liked it at the time. It was like the X-Men are some of like my favorite Marvel characters. I absolutely adore the X-Men. I can't wait till Marvel actually bring them into the MCU and so on because I am, especially after talking about the films, so I am so super excited for when they actually come out. But yeah, I absolutely love the animated series. It didn't talk down to people. It didn't talk down to you. It was quite dark for kids, really. And it explored all these different things about like prejudice and all this sort of thing. And it was really, really cool. I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was brilliant. I will admit, like I watched 6 episodes, actually. I watched, and we'll go through them all probably shortly. I watched like the first 2 and the last 2. And I did, when I was trying to find like my favorite one, it was a 2-parter, so I did watch both parts. And there were bits where it was just like, okay, like so some of these, you know, some of the wording and so on is a bit like, oh my god, like how are they getting away with this? And I don't remember that at the time, but I do now. But for what it was at the time, I think it was actually really good and really important, to be honest. Because it was more than some other things where it was a case of like I said, like they didn't talk down to you.
It didn't pander to children at all.
Exactly.
No, it didn't. No.
And I thought that was brilliant,
especially some of the things Beast said.
Yeah. And like I said, I get the whole, like, you know, the voice acting was a bit and stuff like that and so on.
Wasn't it a bit? It was fucking terrible.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, the writing wasn't terrible. I'm not having a go at the writing.
No, I'm not about the voice acting.
Well, no, I don't know. Actually, some of the writing, because like in the first series, like the like how they introduced themselves was absolutely ridiculous. Like, there's literally a scene where literally Gambit says, "Where are you going? Gambit will help you."
Yeah, I know. And like, yeah, when Jubilee goes in the danger room and he like blows something up and there's Wolverine, he goes, "Ah, there you are, Wolverine."
But yeah, that's not so bad. But like the fact that how Gambit like literally introduces himself as, "Where are you going? Gambit will help you." Who told them themselves in the third person?
Yeah, that did throw me a little bit.
To be fair, I can imagine Mike refers to himself in the third person at times.
Mike never does that.
See, that doesn't surprise me. That actually seems to fit like really well.
Mike's
Yeah,
Caliban.
but I would only do it for jokes.
I know.
I tell you what I like though. I'm gutted it's not on Disney Plus because I thought it would have been part of Fox with it being X-Men, but it doesn't look like it is, or unless Disney Plus doesn't put it on. They did do a new cartoon of X-Men called X-Men Evolution that came out in 2000, and that
I did watch that. I like that. Yeah,
it
was good.
awesome, that one, and it was like 54 episodes. It is, and it's absolutely fantastic. Like I said, if you get a chance to watch that one, watch it. It is brilliant.
Yeah.
Can everyone still hear me?
Yeah, I can
No.
still hear you.
Oh, good.
Like I said, but it doesn't. It's not on Disney Plus, which I'm quite gutted about.
It might come back on eventually.
And I think it was Wolverine and the X-Men. That was like another one that they did as well, which was good.
I remember watching that. That was really good.
So, if you ever want to watch ones that are pretty violent as well, watch the Japanese anime X-Men series. I think it's like 10 episode loads. Wow, that's fucking brilliant, that one.
Not only do I know that like that exists, I was going through X-Men stuff on let's say on the high seas. And I found all of them.
Nice.
Okay. But did you find Pride of the X-Men, the 80s pilot?
Do you want me to have a look for it?
I've watched it. It's on YouTube.
Oh, if it's on YouTube, then fucking hell.
Yeah.
That's not exactly hard to find, is it?
Yeah, I think my introduction to the animated X-Men has to be through the amazing Spider-Man's Amazing Friends TV show, because my favorite X-Man, Iceman, was in that one. So he's one of the main characters, but they had 2 episodes where the X-Men appeared. So it was like there's an episode called the X-Men Adventure, which had a really dodgy voiced Wolverine. He sounded, I don't know if he was Australian or meant to be like a dodgy beetle. I couldn't really put my finger on the accent.
You don't know whether he was Australian.
No, I couldn't. Honestly, I couldn't tell. What I'll do is I'll pop a clip in.
Well, hold on a minute. Where was the guy from the X-Men films from?
Which
Australia.
one?
He knew exactly what I meant.
Hugh Jackman, he's on about.
Hugh Jackman.
He's from Australia.
He is.
What
I'll do is I'll pop a clip in.
Wolverine's Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine him and fuck's sake, I couldn't imagine him and Cyclops going, "Okay, there, calm down there, buddy. I'm not your buddy guy."
I totally could imagine that.
Yeah.
Hey there, buddy. I never said a boot.
It would still be better than that freaking Cajun accent.
That is fucking true. That is shocking. Okay, so we all picked an episode each to watch. So I'll start with mine. Actually, you know what? No, I'm actually not. I'm going to go with Mike. What was your episode that you picked? Oh, looks like we lost Mike again.
Hi, Mike.
He says he's still connected.
Hi, Mike.
You must be Googling something.
I was going to say he's probably Googling something.
Yeah. Okay. So while we wait for Mike to come back, Chris, what was your episode that you chose?
Right, okay. So the one that I watched was actually, like I said, a 2-part one. I watched the first 2 and then watched the last 2. And I thought that was quite a nice kind of like way to end it all and what have you. And obviously the first one is Jubilee and what have you, being chased by sentinels all over the place. But the one that I watched was One Man's Worth, which is season 4, episode 1 and 2. And what it is Bishop and his sister Shard have to go back in time. And when they do, they find that Professor Xavier has actually been erased from the timeline. What they find is that it's kind of like the whole kind of Age of Apocalypse sort of thing. It's something similar to that, where you see a dystopian past, present sort of thing, a dystopian present as opposed to a dystopian future. Because what's happened is Nimrod, who is the kind of fully evolved ultimate version of a Sentinel, has gone back in time and assassinated Charles Xavier with a mutant traitor called Fitzroy. You never kind of see what Fitzroy's power is. I mean, he kind of he zaps people in the head and they fall unconscious. That's about it, sort of thing. So, but and I quite like the idea of that, because I like, with the X-Men, you do get a lot of this kind of time travel-y, wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff a lot with the X-Men. You see it at the moment in in their current comic runs. There's a lot of that sort of stuff, and it's been really good. I haven't read all of it, but it's been really interesting, and that's always been the thing where you had Age of Apocalypse, you had Age of Ultron, although that wasn't specifically the X-Men sort of thing, but you have all these things, Days of Future Past and all this sort of thing. So this was another kind of I didn't want to go with Days of Future Past because I kind of figured that might be a little bit obvious, but this was another one which kind of looked at basically what would happen to the world without Charles Xavier, basically. It's not a full adaptation of the kind of Age of Apocalypse sort of stuff, but it is this cool dystopian stuff. You see a bearded Magneto and a cybernetically enhanced Beast and stuff like that, and it was quite interesting. It was pretty cool. I did enjoy watching it, so
Okay.
And with it being season 4, it was where the kind of the animation had improved, because you can tell from episodes 1 and 2, which we've all watched, to the later ones, the animation does improve. And with it being season 4, it was some of the ones where the animation was improved and what have you. And it was pretty cool. So yeah. Also, you see Storm and Logan and Wolverine, because they're the dystopian versions of themselves that help out. It's got Bishop and Forge and Shard in, and Storm and Wolverine are there, but they're actually married in this kind of timeline. And
that's pretty cool, actually.
They sacrifice that to kind of, because obviously their timeline, they're married, they have a relationship and what have you, but obviously to kind of restore the original timeline where Xavier is alive, where they're not, they're not married and so on, so they have to sacrifice that. So there you go.
Sounds like a really interesting episode. Sounds good.
Yeah, it is two. It is a 2-part. It is episodes 1 and 2 from season 4, but yeah. So,
okay. Craig, what was your episode?
I can't actually find it anymore now, so I don't know what it's called. I think it might be the Time Fugitive one, where Cable comes to stop, basically to save his own world, because it's and it's got Apocalypse in it. And
nice.
he uses Wolverine as a sacrifice to save the world, but obviously Wolverine survives because the virus or
Apocalypse was the ultimate friggin' enemy.
Yeah, but Apocalypse was creating a virus or a poison to destroy the world, but Cable sacrifices Wolverine to crash into it.
Oh, the techno-organic virus.
Yeah, that's it. I can't remember it properly. I did pay attention fully because I was working as well.
Yeah, it's a techno-organic virus. Yeah.
But he follows his plans because obviously Wolverine's healing ability. heals and creates antibodies for it and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
like I, said, I watched that one only bits and bobs, but like that's one that I do remember a lot. So I think it's one of the first ones that I saw. Other than I think other than when X-Men got introduced to Spider-Man, but like I said, I do. Like I said, I just remember that aspect because it's obviously it's the first time I ever got to see Cable as well, and you find out that that's isn't it Scott Summers and Jean Grey's child because it's Cable Summers, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's it's interesting story about him. But yeah,
you just reminded me of something. In one of the first like 2 episodes, I think it's the second episode where they're going to save Beast, basically. And you actually never see them save Beast, by the way.
No, you don't. Do you?
No, you don't.
Like the entire episode, nobody. When did Beast get saved? But other than that, when they walk in and instead of saying there's laser beams or there's like, he says there's an electronic light. Oh no, there's not even electronic light. Electronic security in here. And then Storm comes in and like makes the fog. It's like I don't know what she says, but it's like
she says about the mist rising.
Yeah, mist.
No, yeah, but she says I'm going to make them. But before that, she says instead of saying laser beam, she says there's electronic lights in here. Yeah, security. It's like, well, I'm sure kids would know what a laser beam is.
No, isn't it Wolverine though? Because he sniffs it, and
yeah, he smells ozone.
He smells it, doesn't he? And Hank goes, you can smell like the laser or something.
He
like
can
that.
smell the ozone.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, so they can have. He can literally smell the ozone.
Yeah.
Okay, how about Mike? Mike, what was your episode that you picked?
I don't have one. The first 2. I watched the Sentinels episode. Do you know what? I watched the last 2 episodes today, and the what's it called? The origin of Mr. Sinister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually really enjoyed that one.
I like that one. Mr. Sinister is very, very important in like the recent run of the X-Men stuff. Yeah, he's incredibly important. And Mr. Sinister is one of those characters where there's a lot to it, a very lot.
Yeah, so I thought that was quite good. And in all honesty, I really enjoyed that episode and the fact that it was set in England and it was it set in England? Oh yeah, yes, wasn't it?
Yeah. You heard Charles Darwin with his terrible accent.
Oh yeah. Oh god, the accents were terrible. The Irish accent on it as well. I think there's like there's a news article where someone's doing like an Irish accent. Oh my god. And it's like it's clearly just American trying to do an Irish accent. But that was actually written really well. And like
it was a good episode that.
Yeah, and I mean, other than the voice acting, that was actually quite good.
I'd agree because I was actually going to pick that myself. It probably is my favorite episode of the entire series.
Well, you should have watched that one anyway. That's one of the last 2.
I know, yeah. I was watching that one. I did take another one, but I'll probably talk about it now. I picked. I was originally going to go with Cold Comfort, only because it has my favorite X-Men in, and that's
Iceman.
And I was watching it, and I'm that used to Frank Welker. Frank Welker's how do I put this? Frank Welker's like
dulcet tones.
No, just quippy dialogue. You know, quippy dialogue is sense of humor, and I just didn't get it with the guy who played him in this one. I think he played him off as a bit of a rogue, and it was. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was an all right episode, but I think all my fond memories for the Frank Welker version of Iceman from Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, it just kind of what's the word, tainted it for me. Just kind of put me off. Like I said, but it was it was a good episode. I mean, it featured X-Force. So basically, the story is that Iceman is caught breaking into a government facility, gets captured by the X-Men. He's held captive, and Jubilee's clearly got the hots for him, and he basically tells a story that he left with another character. Let me just see what. Let me just try and remember what her name was. It was Polaris.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, he thinks he's been captured. Jubilee lets him go. They break in back into the facility, and I find out she hasn't. She's actually joined X Factor, and she's fallen in love with Havoc, which memory serves is what?
She fell in love with who?
Havoc.
Who?
Sorry.
Super broke, Mike.
Yeah, because you said X Factor.
Yeah, X Factor.
Yeah.
They're like the mutant. It's like a mutant detective agency. You on about Madrox?
No, I remember it, but it just makes me laugh.
Well, this was X Factor, and she fell in love with Havoc, which is
I've never understood him from
Haddock.
Simon Cowell.
Maddock.
Havoc.
Haddock, like the fish.
Yeah, like a fish.
Who's that then?
Scott Summers' brother.
Yeah, Scott Summers' brother.
That's Haddock. That's Haddock. Not Haddock like the fish. That's Haddock.
Yeah, that is Havoc.
We were saying Havoc.
I said like the fish, and Ian said yes.
Because you bloody...
Yeah, because I think it's not Catholic, Christopher.
Ian, you can actually rewind this. You actually did do that.
Did I?
Yes.
Okay. I'm keeping this in, by the way.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. I like the arguments when we get going. It always makes it more interesting, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Havoc was. I said Havoc. Is the brother of.
It sounds like you say Haddock.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah. What's up? What is up with your accent, Ian?
Nothing's wrong with my accent.
He doesn't know where he's from. Got half Scouse, half fucking Widnes, half fucking Runcorn, half fucking wherever the fucking else he's from. Accent. it all mixes up and just can't turn into like a mush.
The fact that you've said I've got a Whitney accent, I find deeply offensive.
No, you don't. Don't pretend you do.
It's not like I could go around saying hospital or ickle. It's a weird accent, that.
I used to say hospital, but I was like 4, so go figure.
Yeah. So yeah, that was my episode there, Cold Comfort. Does anybody have any interesting facts?
Ian says Haddock instead of Havoc, so...
Yeah, there's an interesting fact.
Okay, any interesting facts about the animated series?
He's giving up now.
Yeah.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
No, I don't like I genuinely don't like the cartoon. So like,
yeah.
I was only here to like diss it basically today. So I'm out.
Okay, so Mike's out. How about any of the other dragons?
I don't know that. I think it was because of the animated series that they did something to Wolverine's claws where they put those metal things on top of his finger to actually. I think it was said that it always bleed. So apparently they were meant to have like those metal tubes in his skin where the claws would just come out each time. So
yeah.
It was always like an open wound on his hand, so that he didn't always keep bleeding and stuff like that. Which was weird. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that is something from it. But like I said, I'm not 100% sure.
I've looked today. I've really struggled to find some facts about the show. Yeah, I've actually. You know what? I'm going to save myself. I'm out. I'm done. So, Craig, Chris, it's up to you two now.
What?
Well, me and Mike are out, so you two go ahead. You can still talk about you two out as well.
Well, apparently it used Star Trek sound effects.
Did it?
Yeah.
Interesting. What I always thought was, I thought this was on at the same time that Spider-Man the animated series was on, but I don't believe so. I think Spider-Man actually started afterwards because it's last episode, wasn't it?
Well, no, 'cause the first time I saw the X-Men was in the Spider-Man though, because
I
They're in
didn't. This was
they're
my
in an
first
episode-
one.
No,
Yeah,
I don't remember it like that. I remember it being on. I can't even remember what TV channel
Fox
it was on.
Kids.
It was on
Oh no, it was on
Spider-Man.
ITV, I think.
Spider-Man and X-Men was on BBC One.
Was it
I used to
BBC
watch it
One?
on. I used to watch it on Fox
Yeah, it was,
Kids.
And if I remember rightly, it was on at a ridiculous time where you had to literally leg it home to watch it because it started at literally 3:45 or something stupid like that.
Mm.
And it was like, because what I remember as kids TV when I was younger is they didn't they seemed to play like the sort of like more adult stuff first, and then the younger stuff
Hmm.
the wrong way round, basically.
Yeah.
Because if you remember, Power Rangers used to be on at if I remember, Power Rangers used to be on 9 in the morning.
Yeah.
Something's as you had to leave for school, Power Rangers would come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on ITV early on. Yeah.
And you're like, I have to leave for school now, and I want to watch this.
See, I never watched them all on Fox Kids. Me.
Yeah, because
No,
you're
no.
younger than us.
It wasn't. It used to be. It wasn't ongoing. Spider-Man wasn't ongoing live. It was the show that was on afterwards. What was the other one? I did Andy Peters and Emma Forbes on. What was it called?
Was it? I think it was called Live something. Was it Live TV or something like that? Because there was. Well, Andy Peters started from the Broom Cupboard.
Yeah, he started in Green Cupboard.
And then he went over to. He stayed on the BBC the entire time, so.
Oh, fuck the face. Going live and kicking. He's on
Live
live
and kicking. Yeah, because Ant and Dec took over, didn't he?
No, they did SMTV live on ITV.
Oh right, okay.
Are you
yeah, it was
sure?
live.
Are you sure this was on BBC because it says it original network was Fox Kids Network.
No, it wasn't. It was
is,
BBC One.
It was on BBC.
On Live and Kicking.
I'm looking online now. Original network, Fox Kids Network.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, in America maybe, but not in the UK.
In the UK,
Yeah, Fox,
that's where I watched it. The UK, Fox Kids.
Yeah, but you probably watched it when it was on for longer. I'm just getting up now. Hold on. Yeah, in the United States, but on the Fox Kids network.
See, I watched it on the Fox Kids though.
Yeah, it was probably because it was on Fox Kids afterwards.
Okay.
But it started off on BBC because I remember watching it on BBC One in the morning. I think it was either just before. I think it was just before Live and Kicking. But the shows Going Live and Kicking used to have an animated series in the middle. Wasn't
See,
it? So I think.
never watched it on the BBC. I always watched it on Fox Kids in the UK.
Yeah. Well, some of us went. Some of us only had 4 channels to watch TV on when we were kids. So I definitely remember where I got all my animated shows from. So it was either Broom Cupboard, Saturday morning shows, or CITV. That was it. The only options for watching kids. I was always made up when I went to the aunties. She had the Cartoon Network, and they had what did they have on it? They had Birdman and Space Ghost.
Yeah, Space Ghost. Yeah.
Space Ghost, and then Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Right, before you wrap up, do you remember sitting there waiting for the Channel 5 launch?
Oh yeah.
Was
Trying
that
to get the TV signal to work.
And watching the countdown?
Yeah, I did, yeah. And the Spice Girls showed up and put me off watching it for life.
I don't know. I was there for one of them.
Yeah.
And we all were. Let's be fair. We were all there for Scary Spice, weren't we?
No, I was there for Posh Spice.
I'm joking.
I was there for Sporty Spice.
I'm joking. I want to see me Munter.
My grapes. What you mean, cheeky bastard?
Oh, you dirty bastard! You want to see me fucking growler?
That was Lorraine Kelly. Hello, can you see me growler? Okay, right. Let's wrap this up. Okay, so we are done with X-Men month, guys.
Thank God.
Woo! So we'll be back.
Why did we do a whole month of X-Men? By the way,
I thought it would be a good idea.
Because they're awesome.
Yeah. It gets quite annoying very quickly though when you got the same topic to talk about for a whole month.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Well, it's Ian's fault. So.
Yeah, it's my fault. Okay. Yeah, it was a suggestion. I went with the suggestion.
I don't blame Ian. I don't blame Ian. In all honesty, it seemed like a good idea at first to me as well.
Yeah. But okay, we'll just make sure to just keep mixing it up in the future. We won't do another month of themes for a while anyway. Okay, so before we go, I've got to make one big massive shout out because the Geek Retreat in Warrington turned 1 this week. On Saturday the 29th, they're having like an event for the first anniversary. So if you go down there in cosplay, the prize is for the winner. So get yourself down there. It's absolutely brilliant place. I'm always there all the time. Great for all the kids. Like I said, we've mentioned them loads of times on the podcast. Brilliant place. Staff are amazing. Always dead welcoming. The food's amazing. The drinks are amazing. I always have a coffee with them there. So yeah, get yourself down there. Help them celebrate 1 year and hopefully many more to come.
Yeah, it's a bit of fun. Like, just get down there because, like, even if you don't really know what's going on, they will welcome you in. They'll welcome you in with open arms, and you'll genuinely have fun. So go down there, go play some games, buy some drinks, buy some food,
read some books.
Read some books. Yeah, I mean, you don't even have to buy anything. It's like going into a library. So just head down there.
Buy some stuff.
But you should probably buy some stuff.
Yeah, just a few bits and bobs.
Yeah. Buy a badge.
Yeah,
they do.
Okay, well that's all from me. So that's all from us for this week. We'll be back next time where we will be discussing something new. I'll be discussing Judge Dredd.
Yes.
Both
I am the love. I'm sorry, I will be talking about that movie at length as well, so just pre-warning. Okay, well, it's goodbye from me, Ian Duffy, and goodbye from Mike Chelsea. And goodbye from Mike. And goodbye from Mike Chelsea. Goodbye from Craig Edwards.
Bye-bye.
And goodbye from Chris Moss.
Hello.
Right, we'll see you all next time. Have a good week. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Geeky Dads Strike Back. Same shit, different name.
The Geeky Dads Strike Back is brought to you by Studio Grey School.